Have
to
you
the
ever
next
wondered,
one.
what are the superstars who rocked the NBA in the past doing now? In this part 3, we continue our special journey, where more than 50 basketball legends appear in unprecedented ways, from their peak moments on the court then, to their current life now, full of surprises, inspiration, and sometimes emotion. This is not just a simple compilation video. Each name on the list contains a hidden lesson. Behind the glory is blood, sweat, and sacrifice. Success only comes to those who dare to go all the way, no matter how difficult the road is. Watch until the end to see some rare footage of legends. Hear stories that could change your perspective on your career and life. And who knows, you might even find the motivation for your own journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel today so you don't miss the next episode. Comment below with your thoughts and suggestions for names you'd like to see in part 4. Now let's get started and get ready for some surprises at the end. So another journey has come to an end, but the emotions are definitely still lingering. We have just witnessed the extraordinary transformation of NBA legends. From the fierce warriors on the court to the inspirational people in real life, they show us that success is not only about the title, but also about how you continue to live after the halo. If you are pursuing a dream, working hard every day, remember, every step of perseverance today is the foundation for tomorrow's success. Don't forget, click subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 4 with many more surprising legends. Comment below your feelings. Which player moved you the most? Who would you like me to include in the next video? Thank you for watching until the end. You are the biggest motivation for me to continue this series. Welcome to part 11 of our emotional
where the
nostalgia
legends
journey.
continue to live
Welcome to
forever
part
in
11
the
of our
hearts of
emotional
fans.
nostalgia
Hoop and
journey.
fire.
So we have just relived the legendary moments where basketball stars once conquered the world and now continue to shine in their own unique ways. They are living proof of a truth that never gets old. There is no success without effort. There is no glory if you do not dare to pursue it to the end. Whether it is legendary dunks or inspiring post-career stories, they all leave one thing behind. You can also write your own great story if you keep trying. If you find this video inspiring, subscribe to the channel because part 3 and many more exciting journeys are waiting for you. Comment below your favorite player or the names you want me to include in the next part. And don't forget, each share, each comment from you is the biggest motivation for me to continue to bring more quality content. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next part of this legendary journey.